Welcome back to the Chapman family YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today we decided to do a silk press on my daughter's hair, and I started off by washing and deep condition her hair off camera. And then I decided to do a roller set. And the reason why I decided to do a roller set is because it's a healthy way of stretching her hair. And it makes the straightening process easier, and you don't have to use as much heat because it will straighten it out for the most part. Some of the products that I use It's a 10 leave-in conditioner because it inhibits dry, damaged hair, adds shine, detangles, helps replace lost protein, seals and protects hair color, helps prevent split ends, inhibits hair breakage, creates silkiness, and helps strengthen hair. It's a flat iron spray and thermal heat protectant. I also use some Design Essentials Natural. It's a blow dry and silk press collection. It's the weightless thermal protecting serum. And that serum really smells good. And for my foam, I use some Lottie Body foaming wrap. It's called Wrap Me Foaming Mousse. It's supposed to create soft wraps and tames frizz, and it's for all hair types. And those were the only products that I used. The less is more for us, but we wanted to make sure that, when it came to wash day, that her hair would curl back up. All right, so I'm finishing up the roller set, and I re-rolled that first roller, and this is me just taking those rollers out. And I'm checking it to make sure that it's all dry, and you'll see me squeeze a piece of them just to make sure. And I didn't blow dry. I blow dried it on cool, so none of it was warm. So I had to make sure that it, just because it was cool, that it was still not damp, but it was dry. So I went in with some more of that Design Essentials, and I started to, kind of separate her curls, and then I decided to use a brush to go ahead and separate them and comb them out, because I knew that we essentially, we weren't going for that curly look. We was just trying to stretch it out. And I know this video is sped up, but I'm pretty sure y'all didn't want to just sit here and watch me brush out those curls. And I brushed them out the best to be expected. And what's coming next is I'm going to do the silk wrap with some saran wrap wrapped around her head. And she thinks that's the funniest thing in the world when she gets that saran wrap put on her head. She doesn't like to be on video with the saran wrap, so that's why she was making the face. But I told her it doesn't matter. Even with saran wrap on your head, you're still beautiful. And what that does is that it smooths out that oil and smooths out her hair even more. It'll stretch it and make it lay down, because as you saw, she was looking like James Brown. And this is what it looked like after I took that sit wrap off. And I set her under the hooded dryer on cool, and then I started to flat iron. And right here, I had the flat irons too low. And I promise you, this is my first time ever flat ironing her hair. So I didn't even really know how to hold those things right. And I was a little shaky at first. Look at the concentration. I was concentrating hard. And this piece, I had done it before the flat iron got really hot. So it didn't really flat iron. And I flat ironed it on medium heat because I didn't want to use too much heat on the hair, but I did want to use some because, we're in a part of South Georgia that gets extremely humid. So and even though, it's the winter time, it still doesn't get really cold here. And I thought it would be cold, but it wound up being like 70 degrees that day. So, you know how that goes when it's really silk press season, but you know how that goes. All right, and as you can see with the roller set and that silk wrap, it straightened out her hair for the most part. Like most of her hair is already pretty much straight. Her roots are even straighter, but her roots are not really a problem. Usually they are straight, straighter anyway. But you can see a little texture in them, and all the flat iron is really doing is just smoothing it out. All right, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, post that notification bell so you'll be notified when we post new videos. Also, talk to us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know, no, I don't like it. No, you need to do this. Or yes, keep doing what you're doing. Because right now we don't have a lot of subscribers, and we're not crying about it or anything like that, because honestly, we're just doing this as a hobby, just sharing this with the world. But it helps us to keep going just to see those comments, or the the advice, or on how we can get better. What do y'all want to see? What kind of videos you do want to see? And as you can see, as I went on, I got more confident in what I was doing, and I started using that chasing method. And people make it look so easy, but to me, it's hard to do both of those. Hold that comb through there to use the chasing method and use the flat iron. But, I got the hang of it after I started doing it for a while. And no, this is not my first time using the flat iron, but this is the first time using it on my daughter's hair. And to be honest with y'all, we take pride in taking care of her hair. So I was really nervous about, doing something the wrong way, or, burning her. Even though, as you can see, for the most part, she was pretty still. I did have to fuss at her a couple of times because she wanted to watch the iPad and draw at the same time. And she was hurting my back because she kept going further and further up. And I told her, I said, these things are hot while you playing around. And she said, I've been burnt before. And I said, you never been burnt before by me, because I've never used a flat iron. And I don't think she really, she thinks that heat from the blow dryer, or the hooded dryer, when it gets hot, that means burn. I told her there's a different kind of burn with this flat iron. And if you can tell, I kind of just tap the roots, and then I go through, and I went through it about one time. I tried to do one pass on most all of the sections. Now, some of them I went back in, some of those first ones that I didn't have the flat iron high enough. I had it way lower than medium, and it wasn't really doing anything, so I turned it up. So I went over those pieces, more than once. But most of them, I just went over the hair just one time. And I will say, her hair, if you're curious, this recording is after her hair has gone back curly, and we didn't have a problem with any heat damage or anything like that. Her curls bounced back once we washed it, so it didn't cause any damage. And if I had to go back and do it again, I would have flat ironed it, just like I did, but I would have put some curls in it. Even though she wanted it straight, I would have put a little curls, because she needs her ends clipped. But we have never gotten her ends clipped or anything like that. And I thought about, letting my mom do it. And probably the next time, we do a roller set, I will let my mom clip her ends. But I'm not going to take her to a stylist or anything like that to let them clip her ends. And we know her hair is uneven because she cut her hair not quite, I think it's been over a year since she cut it, but she cut her hair, and it was super uneven. So the right side is a lot longer than the left side, because she had a side ponytail when she cut it. So we're just letting her hair grow. She's young and she hardly ever wears it straight, but I would like some of those ends to be clipped, just so that, it's healthy. But I'm not interested in, them cutting inches off her hair or anything like that, cutting 3 and 4 inches off her hair. So no, she's not going to a beauty salon to get her hair cut. And y'all can say, well, however you feel, or you don't agree with it, she should get them, all of them, cut off. No, that's not gonna happen. Or get her hair evened out. Nope, not happening. I'll let my mom, do a traditional trim, maybe a half inch. But no, she's not getting all that hair cut off. And I be seeing people go, like my sister goes to the stylist. And my sister has a really long natural hair, but she'll go and get it silk pressed once a year. And then she gets her hair trimmed, and it is wound up, 3 inches cut off. No, we're not doing that. And if it was up to my wife, she wouldn't even get those ends clipped. So don't think that it's just me. Well, I think it's important that, you keep your ends healthy, but we really do take care of her hair, and she wears it in its natural state 99% of the time, and you really can't tell that her ends need to be clipped. But I'm not a big believer in getting your hair cut every 6 weeks, things like that. If you take good care of it, you shouldn't have to cut your hair every 6 weeks. Especially not a 5-year-old. Now, when she gets older, maybe she will need one every 6 to 8 weeks. But right now, no. I'll let my mom cut those, half of an inch off, and then from there we'll just keep taking care of her ends. And honestly, she does a really good job. Like I was noticing as I was editing this video, I was looking at it, I'm like, man, she does sit still. You see kids, way older than her that are constantly moving and they're crying and all that. No, she doesn't do that. Now like I said, she aggravates me because she does want to draw and do everything else at the same time. But as far as, sitting still, she'll do it, especially when it's a straight style, because she really wants her hair to be straightened, and she likes when I straighten it. So she'll sit still for that. And I'm going to try to get better and record more videos that I'm talking in real time, or that we're talking in real time. It's just right now, a lot of times we record the videos, it's for practical purposes, and we're trying to get whatever done fast as possible. But if I get a day where I can just record my whole family, record my wife, my son, and me, when we do an introduction, trust me, we're trying to get to that. We're trying to get to that point. All right, thank y'all for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that post notification bell. And look, this is the finished product. And my wife came in to fix it how she wanted it. But I also wrapped it the night before. So this is day